Happy Tuesday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? My name's Caroline. Welcome back. Ooh, I need some chapstick. It is becoming that time of year. I'm recording here in London, Ontario, Canada at the Evertote workshop here with my ever-present faithful friend who insisted. If you didn't notice, I've moved things around in my office here, and she kept jamming herself in behind my chair. So I thought, well, I'll just put her bed back there. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to buy her a second bed for upstairs, so I don't have to keep dragging it back and forth. She is so spoiled. It's my dog Luna. Oh, I have so much to talk about, you guys. It's been an entire month since I recorded a proper catch up. I've missed you guys. I know I did a quick video on last Friday, but it's been way too long since we've had a proper catch up. I said on Friday, I said I was going to record a video on Monday afternoon. If I say that again, just know, just don't believe me, because Monday videos are never going to happen unless I'm in the routine of daily videos, and it's just a quick one, because I had the worst headache yesterday. I think it was the barometric pressure, the worst headache all day. And Mondays are notoriously a catch-up day here at the workshop. We have, it's just a really busy day, and so by the time I caught a breath, it was 5 o'clock, and I thought, well, it was too late, and my head was just pounding. So I took an Advil and I went home, and here I am. It is Tuesday, November the 7th, and it is already 2:30 p.m. But I've got most of the things on my to-do list tackled for today. Julie and Emma are downstairs packing and shipping orders. Matt is sewing, and Olani is winding floss today. We've got some new people here at the Evertote workshop who I hope to be introducing over the next couple of weeks, and I've got a whole pile of goodness to show you and share. I wanted to start with showing a few things that were gifted to me during the Jacob Palooza Modern Folk Embroidery retreats, because you guys, stitchers are just so generous. You know, their stitchers brought gifts for their table mates, and you know, things to share at the table and with the group, and you know, I just feel it's a great feeling. Retreats are always a lot of fun, but some people, when they arrive, they just bring that extra little bit of surprise, and I just wanted to show you a few things. So my friend Andrea, look at this Ort catcher. Isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. The fabric is just so beautiful. Let me get that print to focus there. It's just delicate and pretty, and look at the inside lining. Isn't that beautiful? And she made a needle minder out of a Canadian nickel, because Andrea is from Sudbury, and if you know, Sudbury is called the Big Nickel. So I love it. I love it. It's just the perfect size for a little Ort tray on your desk, and that is now actually going to live in here on my desk. My friend Natalia, who came over all the way from Australia, she and actually I have a confession to make, Natalia, because I'm super bummed and I'm still looking for it. Natalia gave me a gift bag that she'd made. It's a drawstring with Australian animals on it. This is an aside about Australian animals. I have become obsessed with wombats, and I follow at least 2 wombat pages from Australia. And at the moment, there's a humongous problem in Australia with something called sarcophagus mange with the wombat population. It is devastating this beautiful creature, and so I follow some of the rescue groups that are trying to help these animals. It's a terrible It's caused by a parasite, a little midge or whatever you call them, that sort of, you know, they attack the skin of the I know this has nothing to do with stitching, is it? But it's really your heart just goes out to these carers and the work that they're doing for these wombats. But anyways, Australian animals. One day I will get myself to Australia and I will see your wildlife. So Natalia, thank you for the bag. I love it. So she made me a drawstring bag, and she included in here some absolutely stunningly beautiful you know, decorative pins, pincushion pins, counting pins. I mean, what do you call these? I have several of them. Oh, come on. It likes the stitching behind me. There we go. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. So Natalia made those. Beautiful. And she also included some really wonderful floss drop. And look at what's on the cover of her floss drops. That is the 2022 Modern Folk Embroidery Holiday Countdown that's on there. So I'm actually going to use these this December. So Natalia, thank you so much. Now confession time. Confession time, and something that I'm actually really rather upset about. Natalia made me an absolutely beautiful necklace. And it has a small round pendant on it that she stitched some Bargello stitching on it and then put it in. It looks like, what do you call them? Those, you know, the floss drops that have the, oh, what are they called? It'll come to me in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. when I wake up. But you know what I mean, those floss drops with the glass bubble on them that makes the design look bigger. Well, it's kind of like that, but she had a little piece of fabric in the back and then some beautiful Bargello stitching in the top. I have worn it 3 or 4 times and I cannot find it. I've put it somewhere very safe and I cannot find it. I was positive that I knew where it was, and then I went there this morning to get it so that I could wear it to show on the video, and it's not there. And so I know it's somewhere, but I wanted to show it to you today because it's so beautiful and I cannot find it. So Natalia, not to worry, I'm on the hunt and I'm gonna track it down. I'm gonna find it. So it was a beautiful gift. So I must find it. I've put it somewhere very safe. So safe, I can't find it. I received a handmade quilted mug rug from Jeannette. Look at this. Now, am I right, Jeannette? This was Teresa Kogut fabric that you used for this. It's got Flosstube is my favorite show, and whips. Look at this fabric. Isn't that fantastic? Look at it. It's so sweet. I love things like this. I have a mug rug on my other desk near my sewing machine that I've had for at least a few years. That was made by a viewer and friend named Colette. I still use it. I use it every single day. I love these things. So this one actually is coming back home with me because I'm going to use this on my stitching table that is beside my floor frame downstairs, so that I can have this at home. So I have to divide up where I keep my treasures from my friends. Some here and some at home. It's nice to be surrounded by your things. It's really funny when Daniel comes upstairs and he comes in to talk to me. He's always looking at my desk and he's like, oh, what new little treasures do you have today? You always have the best little treasures. And he's right, I do. I have the best little treasures because you people are amazing and incredibly generous. So Jeannette, thank you. I love it. This next one is a funny thing. Now I'm mixing up the weekends. I know we had guests at weekend 1 and weekend 2, and I am just showing you items from both weekends. Whitney, Crafty Whitney on Instagram. This is really funny, okay? So I'm gonna preface this one with a little story first before I show you what it is. So we had a Zoom meeting before the retreats, that everyone who was coming to the retreats, or if you wanted more information on the retreats, everyone was welcome to come. And Karen asked me a question in the Zoom, and Karen asked, she said, you know, it's a Jacob retreat, but you know, is it okay if we stitch designs from other designers while we're there? And I said to Karen, I said, well, you know, Jacob's not an ogre. He's not going to mind if you stitch other things. He wants you to stitch whatever you want to stitch. Of course, we would all hope that we stitch what we want to stitch, right? And so fast forward a month or so, and we're at retreat, and Whitney comes up to me and she said, oh, I made you something. She said, but I have to see your face when you open it. So are you ready for this? Look at what she did. Jacob is not an ogre. Look at, it's Jacob's face. Oh, I laughed so hard. And then she had made a second one actually for Jacob as well, so that he would have one as well. And Whitney, this was so funny. And this now sits here at my desk at work because it's really funny. So she put a sticker on the back that says, hope this reminds you of the great times had at Jacobpalooza 2023. Thanks for putting this on for us, from Whitney. So I love it. I love it. Oh, this was kind of fun. Look at this. Now this, oh, I can see your face and you have beautiful hair and a ponytail. Maybe, did I keep your card? I did. Nadine. So this was a gift from Nadine. Look at this. It's a wood block that's been made with their pieces that have been put together, glued together. And look, it's on a magnet. Look! Isn't that cool? So it's a needle keeper with magnets, and it has Jacobpalooza 2023 burned into the cover. Let's see, get that there. There we go. Look at that. So this was made by, it says Moonlit Grove Decor. So maybe they have an Etsy shop or something, I'm not sure. But Nadine, see, I love that sound, that click when the magnets meet up and everything clicks in place. Very satisfying. So I haven't started to use it yet, so now's the time. It will go into rotation. Iris made the most beautiful project bag for me, and as well as, and I need to dig it out and find it. So here's the project bag, because she knows that I love knitting. It's the perfect fabric. I have been using this Iris. I did tell her, I sent her a message, look at the polka dots on the inside. It's so pretty. So she made me a project bag. And then she also made a matching Ort collector. And where the heck did it go? Because you guys have got to see this. It is so clever. And you know what? It's not in here. I must have put it in a different bag. So I have to go and get that other bag anyway, so I suspect I'll come across it in a minute. Oh, I'll go get it now, because there's something from Maria in that bag that I need to show you. Nope, no go. I'm pretty sure I've left it at home because I was using it. I took it to a small retreat that I went to a couple weeks ago, and I was using it at the retreat, and then it went home in a different bag, and I'm pretty sure it's just been left at home. Oh my goodness, spoiled with riches, you guys. Look at this scissor fob. This was from a guest named Whitney, and her mother had made them, and she brought 3 or 4 of them for Hannah and Carrie and I, and they're just beautiful. There's a little pine cone on the bottom, and this was a floss ring that I already had. I was working on a Virlanda sampler there, and so I put it on there because it just matched and it was pretty and made me happy. I love little doodads like that. Bridget. This is another thing where I have some here and I have something at home. Bridget made me two amazing things. One of them is this absolutely incredible, you know, pincushion block that's filled with sand or walnut, crushed walnuts. Feels like sand, but it's got that wonderful heft to it. And look at what's on it. Look at how beautiful it is. It's so pretty. Beautiful applique on the top. Wonderful stitching around the side, all put together. I love pin cushions like this because they really do, you know, sharpen your needle, I feel, as you use them. Keep those needles nice and tidy. Bridget also made me a needle book, but again, I was using it and it's at home. So, Bridget, thank you. Really, your sewing is so sweet. I love it. That applique flower makes me happy. Jerica. Jerica is the Daybreak Stitcher on Instagram, and check out these floss drops. She had the most bright, beautiful sunflower charm, and look at these wooden floss drops, and they're all different pictures of sunflowers on them. Can you see them? Look at that. Aren't those clever? Isn't that fun? These are really beautiful, Jerica. I just love these. So, floss drops like this are just so good for little bits of leftover floss that you can just, if you want to keep them with a specific project, and you know, you pull out let's say you pull out a group of 6, but you only want to use 2, and then you're not going to use the rest of the 6. So you just tuck them on there. It keeps them safe and tidy for you. Stick it in your project bag. Bob's your uncle, ready to go. Maria K. Maria Kutzner came, and meeting Maria, and of course Maria and Jan Hicks are quite good friends. They've done collaborations together, bag and chart collaborations together. I got to meet Jan Hicks too, you guys. I mean, that was no small thing. And she's just as wonderful as you think she is. So Maria, I've known Maria for a number of years. We originally met as online friends way back when I was recording a knitting podcast with 2 other friends, Adrienne and Louise, called The Fiber Friends. And if you're a knitter, my friend Louise is actually still running that podcast, but they now turned it into sort of a live YouTube thing that they do once a week, called The Fiber Friends. And it is spelled the Canadian way, F-I-B-R-E, Fiber Friends. And Maria used to watch the 3 of us from way back then, and then she was a stitcher as well. She's a stitcher and a knitter, a beautiful crafter and sewist as well. You'll see in a minute. And so I've known Maria for a number of years, and it was so nice because we finally met in person, and I got to meet her husband as well. So that was really great. I feel like, you know, when you feel like you've known somebody for a really long time and then you finally meet in person, it's really a special thing. So anyways, Maria, it was great to meet you in person. So Maria is a bag maker. Her business is Mystic Meadow Creations, mysticmeadowcreations.com. So let me just pop this card up here. She also has a YouTube channel and an Instagram, Maria Kutzner. So put her card up on the screen here. There it is. And check this out. So there is the sweetest ort catcher. Now actually I'll show you something in a minute. So there's the sweetest little ort catcher. And now wait until you see how everything is matched up. There's a matching thread bed. I love thread beds. They are so stinking useful. And we are starting to make them as well here at Evertote, just because of the fact that I'm using them all the time now. So we're gonna make them. So yeah, so it comes with, she gave me the thread bed, the ort catcher, and are you ready for this? Look at this pouch, check it out. It is, and I have been saving this for something special because I don't think I'm going to use this in a crafting capacity. I think this is going to be something that I use in my everyday purse that comes back and forth to work with me, because it's kind of a special item. These things, I know full well how much work goes into these, and this is something that I would like to use on a regular basis. It's something quite special, and I'd like to have it in my bag with me because it's beautiful. It's quilted, fully quilted. You know, she's got the lining. Look at the little lining. Everything matches, right? So the thread bed and so I know it's a set. I know they're supposed to be used together, but I actually think I'm going to use the bag separately. Maria, your sewing is impeccable. It's beautiful. And check out the color of the zip. It's a perfect match to the green in the bag. I did not look at what Maria currently has in her Etsy shop, but definitely give her a look. Definitely give her a check and a shout out, a big shout out to Maria. And I'm not sure, but is it possible that Maria and Jan might be doing another collaboration this season? I don't know. Let me know, ladies, if you are, and be happy to spread the word, as well as you guys spreading the word. So before I get off the topic of Maria, let me show you what else. See, I tell you, I keep myself surrounded with these treasures, right? So hang on, let me show you. Okay, so remember I told you I've known Maria for a number of years, and I took out the yarn that was in here because 3-4 years ago, Maria sent me a package, a very special package that had gifts for Adrian, Louise, and myself on the Fiber Friends. And this is the bag that Maria sent for me, and because she knows that I love birds. And this bag has been here with me at the workshop. When I moved, keep it here, and this bag is so beautiful. This is one of the ones I keep out on display. And when I was recording in the other location, you know, the white bookshelves, the IKEA bookshelves that were behind me, this sits on the top of that, so you couldn't quite probably see it. But this has, I keep this there with the next bit of yarn that I want to knit next, and so then I know that that's where my project is that's coming up next, because it's just so beautiful. I want to keep it kind of perfect. It's special when you're a bag maker and another bag maker gifts you with a bag. It's just, there's just something really kind of special about it because it's not a bag that you made yourself. I love it. And I still have inside the matching DPN cozy, and there's a little notions pouch as well. Super cute, super sweet. So Maria, if you're watching this, do you remember making this? I'm sure you do, but I just wanted you to know that I still, to this day, I still treasure it. I love it. So, you know what, guys, there were a few other items from the Jacobpalooza retreat. You know, we were absolutely spoiled rotten with floss drops and, you know, thread waxers and just so much. Christine from Kansas City brought special spice mix that is, like, you know, known in her home city. It's at home, it's in my kitchen because I've been using it, so I did not bring it in to share it with you today. She also, oh, I did bring, she gave me a little needle minder. Look at this, check this out. I kept this in the packaging so that I wouldn't lose. So now let me take it out of the packaging so that I can show you properly without a glare. I kept it sealed up so that I wouldn't lose the card, so that I could make sure I shared the maker with you. Check this out. It is the sweetest. Look at that. You know, sometimes having little small things, they're just right. Just like the baby bear, right? Goldilocks. It's just right. So that is from the Matryoshka Doll Shop. Matryoshkadollshop.com, and they are also on Instagram. It's just perfect. It's just a small little needle miner, just the perfect size. I love it. Christine, thank you. And that spice mix, oh, it's so good. We have it with chicken and it's delicious. So I'm going to be very sad when that runs out. Very, very sad. You guys, what a treat. What a treat those weekends were. Having Jacob there and everybody being together and enjoying our shared love of Jacob's designs, the man himself. It was a phenomenal time. It was really incredible. And we do hope to do it again. Not next year, but you know, at some point in the future, we do hope to do it together again. Jacob has already said that he'd love to come back. So at some point in the future, we will definitely do it again. The other, I also need to show you, some of you may know that Carrie, Roxy Floss Co, my sort of partner in crime here at Evertote, she is the owner and dyer of Roxy Floss Co, and as soon as our Jacob retreat was done, literally 2 hours later on the Sunday, she drove to Toronto. She hopped on a plane and she went over the big pond to have a little holiday. I think she toured Amsterdam, and then she went to England to the Stitches in London retreat hosted by Marie of Stitches and Diamonds, excuse me. And Marie's retreat, both Carrie and I went to it last year. It's a ton of fun. I did not go this year, but Carrie did, and she brought back a couple of gifts that people had given her to give to me, which is amazing. If you've been watching here for a while and you remember the video that I did after I came back last year, you may have remembered I told you about a really special lady named Hazel. And Hazel, in fact, I still have my pincushion here from Hazel from last year. She made this for me and gifted it to me last year when I was at the Stitches in London retreat. It sits on my desk here. And she actually made something and sent it back. And you know what? It was her 50th wedding anniversary that weekend. They had cake and everything at the retreat to celebrate Hazel and her husband's 50th wedding anniversary. It was amazing. So just incredible. So look at what she made me. It says best wishes from Hazel. Look at it, it's so cute. It is the perfect weight. It's a little needle holder, a little pin cushion, a little needle minder. It's got some felt on it that you can sew your needle in to hold it for you. And this acts like a little counterweight. So it's just adorable. Look at it. Every single square centimeter has been sewn by hand. Everything. Every single bit. Look at pieced, sewn, stuffed, stitched, loved. The top of this part here has been quilted together. The top of the hexagon, and it's just the sweetest thing. Hazel, thank you so much. And she also sent it along. Look at this little project bag. This little zipper pull project bag. The lining. So she made this, and inside it was this special gift. It's just lovely. It's just absolutely lovely. I love it. Hazel, thank you so much. And then, I know, I didn't go to the retreat and I was absolutely spoiled. Many of you will know Sew Me Sarah from YouTube, S-E-W, Sew Me Sarah. And her floss tubes are wonderful. So if you have not watched her, you should hop over there, subscribe to her channel, and give her a watch, because she's really enjoyable to watch. I do enjoy visiting with her. Sarah sent a gift with Carrie. Look at this beautiful card. And look at this. Look at the ornament that she gave me. And you know what? It's Irish linen. Irish linen. Check out the back. Look at that. And then check out the front. It's beautiful. I mean, just I was just having a peek at what Sarah had said about it. Since linen is a common thread, pun intended, I thought you might like this little flax flower ornament made by a Northern Irish designer, Katie Larmer. She recycles and repurposes Irish linen to make these sweet souvenirs. So isn't that beautiful? I love it. Sarah, thank you. Thank you so much. So as you can see, spoiled rotten. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who came, who said hello, had a great time. It was phenomenal. Oh, phenomenal. Okay, would you like to see some stitching now? Let me show you just a little bit of what I've been up to, because I have actually been stitching a little more recently than October was a blur. Let me tell you, October was a bit of a blur, but I did have a finish. I'm going to be showing this again on Thursday, because Carrie and I are going to record a Flosstube on Thursday morning. We've had a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff go into the shop over the last couple of weeks, and so we're going to be showing and sharing all of that kind of good stuff on Thursday. So I'm going to save, let me tell you, my finish was part 2. Here, let me show you the chart first. This is Bloom Wildly by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. This is going to be an eventual 5-part series. Part 1 was Sing After the Storm, which I finished. Part 2, Bloom Wildly, which I finished. Look, check it out. Ta-da! Can you believe it? I finished it. I knew I had to finish it because part 3 was coming out. And when, you know, I had to finish it because it wouldn't, you know, when part 3 is coming out and you're running the collaboration, you need to finish the parts as they come out. So, but it's so pretty. Look at it. It's beautiful. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. So many color changes, but you know, that is really what makes the detail, right? That is really what makes the design just come to life. So yeah, part 3 has been released, but again, I won't go into it today. I'll save that for Thursday. So part 1, part 2, done. So I used 40 count Panettone linen, called for flosses, and because I started with, this was my first 1/8 of a yard of fabric that I cut in half, and then I used each half for each design. My next 2, part 3 and part 4, are going to be coming from a totally different dye lot of Panettone linen, which I'm kind of excited about, because that's, to me, that's the whole idea of this project. I want it to be scrappy and patchwork and and kind of, you know, they're all going to be complementary, but if they're a little bit different, I think that that's nice. So these 2 are from the same dye lot. So when I think about placement, when I'm all done, these are these are 2 of the 4 smaller corners, and then there's going to be a bigger central motif. And so because they're the same dye lot, what I might do is put them like that with each other so that they're not maybe next to each other. Spread them out a bit. We'll have to see what the dye lots look like for the next 1/8 of a yard. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself that I finished that. Give myself an old pat on the back. And I've been working a little bit on my Flowers for You by Jeannette Douglas. I don't have the, where's the cover photo? Let me just have a quick peek and see if I can find it. Oops, sorry. No, not in that bag. Let me see. I know it's here somewhere. Another project bag. This was the other one that I took to the retreat. Guess what, guys? I found it. This is the this was the Ort catcher. Oh, it's full of my threads too. Hang on. Let me get rid of the mess inside so you don't have to look at all my Orts. So this is how it comes. Check this out. See how it matches the bag, the bag fabric that Iris uses? So you've got the snaps in the corners, and look what you do. You snap them together with each other, and then it makes the little Ort bed. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Genius. Genius! And then because I'm a weirdo that likes to collect my Orts for the year and see how much I can come up with at the end of the year, you can just fold it up on itself with the Orts inside like I did, snap it closed, and then transport them home. So that, I really liked that. I really, really liked that. Now, let's put those Orts back so I don't lose them. I know they're garbage, and I know some people think it's weird, but those of you who get it, you get it. So, it's fine. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Jeannette Douglas, Flowers for You. This is a prototype of something we're coming out with soon. It's the Evertote Floss Folio. I've been using it, testing it out because I love it, but these are not available yet. Here it is. So I keep this inside here. It's got my leftover floss stuck there, but here's the chart. Jeannette Douglas, and here's where I'm at. Ooh, hanging floss. There, look at that. So as you can see, I'm trying to finish my border. Isn't that amazing? This linen, oh, it's so good. So this is Candy Apple Roxy Floss Co linen. It's showing up a little more orange on the screen than it is in real life. It is the most beautiful Christmas red. We just kitted this up with the new Artsy Housewife chart. That's the moth on the red fabric. Yeah, that's gonna be a must stitch for me. This fabric is just really, really beautiful. I've also got the hands-on design 12 Days of Christmas stitching on this. Gotta get back to that too. So, did a little bit on that, as you can see from my hanging floss. I took that one to the Elmhurst retreat, and oh, so get this. I took so much stuff to the Elmhurst retreat. I had so many things to remember, and I remembered everything except one very important thing: my own stitching bag. I left my stitching bag here at the workshop, completely packed up, ready to go. I left it here upstairs, and I actually ended up coming back late on Friday night. I brought a few friends back here with me. They kept me company in the car. I drove all the way back to get my bag. Yeah, but this was the one project that I had there on the Friday night. So while I was waiting for it to be time for us to drive back and, you know, not miss all the fun of, because, you know, people go to bed at different times, right? So I wanted to stay up and visit with some of the people who might not stay up super, super duper late. And then we left. So I stitched on this because this happened to arrive with me because it had been at home. And in the last minute I thought, oh, I might want to work on that. So I grabbed it and chucked it in my bag, and then realized when I got there it was the only thing I had there to work on. I am not a single project stitcher. I feel very unsettled if I don't have my things. I wanted my scissors, my needles, you know, my needle minder, my stuff that I had spent an hour packing, getting ready to go to the retreat. You guys understand. I know you do. Anyway. So I worked a little bit on that. And then I had a new start. I had a new start, as you do, at the Modern Folk Embroidery Retreat. I started one of the 2 weekend projects. These haven't been released yet. They're going to be released soon-ish in the next couple of weeks. So this is the Friendship Sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. Check it out. Isn't that the most beautiful blue? Yeah, it is. This is Royale, Roxy Floss Co Royale. I'm stitching this 2/2 on 28 count Speculaas linen, which is also a brand new linen from Carrie for the Roxy Floss Co line. So this is the 28 count. It's similar to Panettone, but Panettone runs a little bit more warm brown, and Speculaas runs a little bit more cool gray brown. So if I had to describe the difference between the two, that would probably be, and everything seems to look good on Speculaas. It's just a really nice neutral. Now this piece is not overly modeled. In this quarter, there's not a lot of modeling on it. Some of the other counts have a little bit more modeling than others. It really, because it's a hand dye, you know, you get what you get. But this one had a little dye bleed on it, which is why, yeah, there's a little bit of a very faint pink dye bleed on it. So I just kept it for myself. So this is not a huge piece. This is actually half. I'm over to the half, and it's probably only going to be about this high. And yeah, love it. 2/2 on 28 count. Now, what is the total opposite of 2/2 on 28 count? I'd love to tell you, because I am working on the polar opposite, which is 46 count 1/2. Also with blues. Oh, it's upside down. Upside down. There. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Look at the difference between these two. Isn't that funny? Let me bring them up close. So there's the 2/2, 28 count. And here's the 1/2, 46 count. Look at that. I know, what time is it? It's 10 after 3. I think you know who is asking to go OUT. So let me just finish telling you about this, and then I'm gonna need to take a 10-minute recess. This is Palace of the Wind by Hicks Creates. That's the chart. I brought this chart into the shop like 6 months ago, I think. I've wanted to stitch this for a while, but I wanted to do it in blue. Even though the cover model is those are totally my colors, I love blue. And I have a few larger scale blue pieces, and I think it'd be nice to have a collection of blue finishes. So, Palace of the Winds, this is porcelain, 46 count porcelain linen, and I'm using Roxy Floss Co. Oh, where's my thread? I think my thread's in the other room. The darkest blue is called Rock On. The medium blue is, no, sorry. The darkest blue is Blue in the Face. The medium blue, the most heavily variegated, is called Rock On. And then the lightest blue is Powdered Up. So, it's a beauty. I'm really enjoying this stitch. It's been really nice to get back to. I had this on a Q-snap, which I love stitching with Q-snaps, but I'm really fussy. I like to have the entire size of my design fit in the visible space of the Q-snap. And this one, the design was slightly too big for the size of Q-snap, and so I popped it on scroll rods today. And then I took the opportunity to film a how to attach fabric to your scroll rods video, which I'll probably put that up over on the workshop channel tomorrow. Yeah, isn't it pretty? I just love it. All right, she is literally staring at me, staring me down, whining. So we are gonna just take a couple minute break and then I'll come back to say goodbye. 2 minutes. Ugh, it's miserable out there. It's kind of drizzly and rainy, and the temperature's dropping, but it's still humid. It's very, very strange. So it's a good afternoon to be inside. This is now the third video I've recorded today. This one was the most fun because I just got to talk and visit with you. I recorded 2 videos this morning for Hearthside Craftworks. I did a video for how to attach fabric onto your scroll rods, as well as the basic assembly video for the lap frame, which has been on my to-do list for at least 6 months. It's just been it's been something that has just needed to be done. So finally took some time today and got that recorded, and now I need to edit it and see whether what I said actually makes sense or if I have to refilm it. So we shall see. But those videos will be going up over on the workshop YouTube channel. And yeah, other than that, it's 20 to 4. It's 20 to 4. I don't know where the day goes. Yesterday, Monday, we blinked and the day was gone. It was so, yesterday just went so fast. So I realized when I was taking Luna out and I went downstairs and I was talking to Julie, I realized that I haven't introduced you to Julie yet. And when I ended the videos in September, I said I was going to introduce you to Julie, and here we are in November and you still haven't met my friend Julie. So that is going to have to happen soon. We have been friends since we were kids. We met in grade 7. We were both attending French immersion in grade 7 for the first time. So I had changed public schools specifically to enter this program, and Julie was already at that public school, but she was in the English stream, and so she'd moved over into the French stream, but of course she already knew some kids in that school, so I knew no one. I went in with two other girls that I knew from the public school that I had been in. We moved, elementary public school that we moved in, went over to the other school, and Julie was one of the first girls that I met in that class from so long ago, and she was just a friendly face, kind, and right from day one. And here we are, still friends, and in fact, our husbands, John and I introduced Julie to her husband, because Julie's husband was John's best friend from high school. So isn't that a good story? So I know I was going to save that story and tell you when you met Julie, but I'll give you a little heads up that she's kind of a special person in my life, and now she's here full-time working with me at the Evertote workshop, and it's lovely. It's really, really nice. So it's good to have her here. Okay, I better go. I still have a few things that I need to get done today, and I'd love to get this video up so that we can have a proper chat and you can see what I've been working on, because we're going to have a proper floss tube with not that this wasn't a proper floss tube, but a floss tube video with 2 people, Carrie and myself, on Thursday on the other channel. We've got a lot to show you, a lot to talk about, all really, really good stuff. So on that note, I hope that you're well, I hope that you're safe, and I hope that you have so much stitching that you're just massively in love with, that you can't put down, and that you're enjoying yourself thoroughly. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a cup of coffee and got some stitching done. And I'll see you in a couple of days over on the other channel with Carrie. Until then, take care. Happy stitching.